Welcome to ZG Weekly. My name's Steve Gibbs. I'm here with my partner, Kevin Tyrone.
Steve, I couldn't be more excited to be a part of Zero Gravity and couldn't be more excited to launch ZG Weekly.
Oh.
Can you tell our audience a little bit about what we aim to do when they tune in every Thursday night to ZG Weekly?
We want to take you behind the scenes of all things Zero Gravity, from tournament previews and championship recaps to our facilities to our great program directors and teams. This show is going to take everything that is Zero Gravity all into focus.
And I think the great part about this show and this broadcast is that we want our customers, we want fans of Zero Gravity to be able to communicate with us.
Absolutely.
To give us their feedback, to really join the conversation. So we couldn't be more excited to provide some informative content, a little bit of fun with our audience out there as we get ready for a great year.
We can't wait to get started in this initiative and see you each and every Thursday night here at ZG Weekly.
Since I've started here at Zero Gravity, everybody's wanted to know, Steve, what's been going on in the off season?
Ever since teams cut down the nets at GG Finals last June, we've been extremely busy working on the details to make this fall even better. From just launching our new interactive website, to our marquee partnership with Adidas, to entering into some major agreements with awesome facilities around our footprint, to bringing in some great new staff. It's been an awesome, really busy off season, but we can't wait to get ready for the path to the belt.
And Steve, before we get to that, why don't we just talk a little bit about the national final, the marquee event of Zero Gravity?
You know, it concluded last June, about 600 teams across 58 courts all across the greater Boston region. We had some of the best teams from across the country compete to the dream to cut down the nets. It was an amazing environment, awesome atmosphere, and even 2 days after the event, we had teams from across the country asking us, how can I qualify for the 2016 ZG Finals? Well, throughout the ZG Weekly over the next few episodes, we'll be filling you in more and more and more about all the events across our footprint to get you ready for the 2016 ZG National Finals.
Steve, now let's get into these off-season developments. We've had, as we mentioned, multiple. Let's talk a little bit more in depth to our audience about what's going on in each respective area, whether it be the website, Adidas, facilities, and the new hires. Why don't we start with the website, Steve?
You know, when we started the website project about 6 months ago, we said we need to build the best website in club basketball. And quite honestly, I feel like that's exactly what we did. Really, the biggest thing is we want to make it easy for our club teams to get into some of the best events in the region. So we go with the best. We've partnered with Sports Engine on a website. It's one click and you're in. And I can't believe the pop, the excitement, and really the overall feedback of the website.
Steve, can you give our audience just some feedback on some of the reaction that we've gotten so far from the website as compared to the old website?
All I hear is, wow, it takes 2 minutes and I'm into your event. I don't need to go screen to screen to screen. It just makes our lives easier. And really, that's what Zero Gravity is all about. No constant paperwork. We want to make it easy for program directors to get their teams into the events that they want to be in.
And the thing that I keep getting, Steve, what was the idea behind this color change? Because traditionally, Zero Gravity was orange. What's with the yellow and the black now?
Zero Gravity is cutting edge. Everything about us, we want to stick out, we want pop. And I really think the yellow-black really makes us stick out and be the preeminent person in club basketball.
So transitioning from the website to now one of the more major developments this offseason, what about the partnership now with Adidas? What is the impact that that'll have not only on the company, but also our customers?
You know, 3 days after ZG Finals wrapped up, Greg and I got a call from Indianapolis from Adidas, and we looked at ourselves and said, wow, this is a preeminent brand in youth sports, and we could not be more excited to take the flight out there and really form what we think is an amazing partnership. What was the important part of this? It's going to really help our teams. We're going to get them the best uniforms, best gear for the best possible price. More teams will be able to be in a name brand product than ever before.
Now, since I've gotten here, Steve, I've heard a lot of talk about the Adidas uniform program. I think it's really important for our audience to know that means a little bit more in depth. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, we'll see it a little bit this fall, but more importantly this spring, the Perfect Season Packs will come with Adidas uniforms. Teams can get high quality uniforms, the same ones the University of Kansas gets to practice in, including in their tournament price. Like, I can't imagine being a 12-year-old kid getting up by big 2 games and throwing on my stripes. I just think it's awesome.
So the basics of it are You call our office.
Yep.
You ask to speak to Steve Gibbs, and the next thing you know, you're in uniforms outfitted by Adidas.
One phone call, you're signed up for the whole season from the UNH Hoops Festival all the way to ZG Finals, and your whole team has uniforms. It's as easy as one phone call and you're done.
Now, we've talked obviously about the website, and we've
Yep.
talked about the uniform piece with Adidas. Why don't we get into the facility piece? Because I don't think that the viewers at home totally understand what facilities means to our company.
Well, everything about the tournament experience is where it's at, the best possible environment. We want the best action and the best facility. From hardwood floors to good lighting to the best baskets, good players want to play in good facilities. And with the ever-growing New York circuit, we had the opportunity of a lifetime to partner with what I think is the best, really the best facility in one of the greatest cities in the world at the House of Sports, right outside of New York City. Amazing courts, brand new, hardwood floors, the best lights. It's just amazing that Zero Gravity is going to run each and every week at this amazing facility. I'm really excited about it.
Now, Steve, you talk about the footprint of Zero Gravity.
Yes.
Can you explain to our audience a little bit more in terms of, I think a lot of people, when they hear Zero Gravity, they automatically think New England.
Absolutely.
Can you explain a little bit more in terms of facilities that we have in different states besides New England,
Sure.
where people can get involved in tournaments?
Sure, and you know what the great thing is? All the teams in New England, I say, come check us out that area. Great competition, even better venues. I mean, you go to Pennsylvania, Spooky Nook, 50 courts all under one roof. It's amazing. And then you go into New York, you get the House of Sports, Brewster Sports Center, the Island Garden Sports Center. I mean, nothing more historic than club basketball. You work your way to the Mid-Atlantic, you get the University of Delaware. Down to Washington, D.C., the new 24, 10 hardwood courts under one roof. Down to Catholic University in D.C., all the way to the granddad of them all, the Siegel Center, Virginia Commonwealth University. I mean, it's just amazing, some of these facilities. And even coming out soon, the Lake Point Sports Complex in Atlanta. Wherever you go down the Eastern Seaboard, you have the world's best facilities.
Great. And Steve, just the last topic, the new hires and also the promotions within Zero Gravity, so that our audience, again, has familiarity with the people that work for Zero Gravity.
You know, we're lucky, you know, it's proud of me when we bring someone in as an intern and they get a full-time opportunity. I mean, in sports, everyone wants to be there. And we get so much interest on interns, and to be able to hand the keys to the castle and say, hey, you're a ZG guy every day. We're excited to bring Ryan Turpin in full-time. And also, I'm really honored to be sitting here with Kevin Tyrone, Division I college coach at the University of Rhode Island Rams, NJIT, and Robert Morris, to be sitting here full-time at Zero Gravity. It's a thrill of a lifetime. So, Kevin, we're excited to bring you in. Really, I want to hear some more about your social media opportunities within the company.
So one of the opportunities I saw, Steve, when I got here was that we have this huge footprint up and down the East Coast, further west, but we needed to consolidate the brand.
Yep.
And we also needed to give a face to what we do.
Absolutely.
And I think the website was the first initiative in that. And then secondly, the social media. And if you follow @ZG Report, you'll get a breakdown of how to follow each and every personality that works for now behind the curtains at ZG, so that when you do go to these tournaments, you know who you're dealing with. And I think in my experience with tournaments, that's a major factor in creating that comfort level and creating, you know, that back and forth give and take that goes on at tournaments on a weekly basis. So Steve, as we were coming up with some material for the show, you know, clearly what our customers can expect and fans of ZG is a preview each and every week for our tournament, any events that we have going on. But we wanted to have a little fun here and there. We wanted to give our predictions, not just in the area of grassroots basketball, but outside that. So without further ado, I'd like to, Steve, get your take on some of the local sports scene, particularly because I know you're a rabid Pats fan. Why don't we talk about what went on with the Pats in week 1?
You know, opening night, unveiled the banner, under the lights. Our Pats took it to the Steelers. Huge win. Tom Brady Nation out there. How good did Edelman and Gronk look? I mean, if that offense can perform like this against the steel curtain, I can't wait to see what they do next week against Rex Ryan's Buffalo Bills.
Now, right now, I mean, Steve, I'm a Giants fan. I'll say it.
This guy.
So, needless to say, you know, I'll talk Pats football all day, based on our last two meetings in the postseason. But you know, getting into the next week's game, Rex Ryan really put it on the Colts yesterday. So what are your thoughts? I mean, going into, you know, It's not the steel curtain, but it's a hell of a defense.
It was really scary watching that game. In that first half, Andrew Luck looked like he was a third-string quarterback. I mean, Rex Ryan's brought a ton of energy out into upstate New York, and if you're a Patriots fan like myself, you got to be nervous. I mean, we always seem to beat the Buffalo Bills, and hey, Brady plus Belichick, we'll find a way. It's a scary game. I like 21-20 Pats.
Wow.
Well, you can't go against Tom Brady.
Lock it in?
Right now, what are we doing? Patriots over the Buffalo Bills.
Lock it in, 21-20. And obviously, for most, a ton of people watching the NFL these days, clearly. But, college football is always a topic of conversation. So again, without further ado, we're going to get into Steve's college football lock of the week.
No one loves college sports more than myself. That's my background. This is Kevin's. And it's great? Big time football coming to New England this weekend. ESPN Sports Center in Chestnut Hill Friday for the big Friday night game. The number 9 team in the country, the Florida State Seminoles, invade Alumni Stadium to take on the BC Eagles. I think behind a huge student section, those yellow shirts will be out in full pride Friday night. I love BC hanging in there with the Seminoles, making the game all the way to the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, Eric Golston's probably going to be a little tough for BC with the depth towards the end. I like BC putting up a massive fight, but Florida State taking the game maybe 27-24.
And just so our viewing audience knows out there, there's no bias here. Steve worked for Boston College, so you want accurate information, you're coming to the right spot. Unbiased, unfeathered, you got it.
Speaking unbiased, I can't wait Sunday night, WWE Night of Champions. I mean, I know ZG Nation out there, all our players are probably all excited to see it. Kevin, you might not admit this out this publicly, but he's a huge WWE fan. I can't wait to hear your take on Sunday night.
So, Steve, let me tell you, I mean, there's been a couple of initiatives since I've got here. But one of the first things I noticed is that the ZG Fall Circuit, the theme of it is the path to the belt. Hashtag path to the belt. So what do I instantly think of? Of course, Vince McMahon, Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Don't forget the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, my personal favorite, JR. Wish he could announce, most sporting events. But when I thought of this, I said, why don't we bring this to ZG Weekly? Why don't we give a prediction about Night of Champions? Let's have some fun with it. So, I'm sure most of the WWE Nation out there knows that there's a huge event involving Seth Rollins. Steve, I don't know if you know this, but
I mean, I'm not a WWE guy, but you know what? I like what our kids like, so that's the most important thing.
So Seth Rollins, aka the Architect,
okay,
has to defend both the United States Championship and the Heavyweight
Hold on,
Championship.
2 fights, one night?
2 fights, one
Wow,
night.
it's changed a lot since my heyday.
2 fights, one night. They make you work for it now. Vince doesn't mess around. But getting back to the business at hand here, the first fight, Seth Rollins is going to be taking on John Cena, who many regard as the People's Champion. That's up for debate. And then in his second fight, the main event of the night, for all those old school wrestling fans, Sting is coming back.
Wow.
Sting is coming back.
Blast from the past, baby.
You know it. To fight Seth Rollins for the WWE Heavyweight Championship of the world.
You know what? If our teams can win 4 or 5 games on a Sunday, there's no reason why he can't win 2. So that's my pick by default.
That was what I thought, and this may be controversial. I don't know, but the way I see it going down, I see the Architect retaining both belts. I see him knocking off John Cena, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some interference from Kevin Owens, a new superstar on the scene.
Call interference.
Call interference. You could never dismiss interference. And in the Heavyweight Championship of the night, although Sting has never held the WWE Heavyweight Championship of the world, I wouldn't be surprised to see Triple H, the Game, part of the Authority, get involved on behalf of the Architect, Seth Rollins, and get the job done for Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins will leave both the United States Champion and the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
I'm going to throw out a little fact that I bet you don't even know. Triple H from Greenwich, Connecticut. Greenwich, Connecticut, John Raven's Greenwich Stars, Zero Gravity Division III National Champions.
You can't get around Zero Gravity's presence in all walks of life.
The ZG way.
In in our final segment, we're going to get to our event preview this coming weekend. One of the major topics and themes across the country this year is Labor Day and when it fell this year, Steve.
What a late Labor Day. I mean, I can't get over it. We're already in event mode.
I mean, we have, how many program directors have we talked to, people across the grassroots scene that are getting formulated, they're getting ready, but
They're behind the eight ball.
Behind the eight ball.
Putting together their teams, their uniforms, their practice schedules. I mean, we'll take care of the tournaments, but everything else is difficult.
and there's so much to do.
Yeah.
But having said that, we do want to get to two events that we have this weekend, if you can believe it.
Huh.
And Steve, you could elaborate a little bit more on the Elite 75 and the King of the Court.
Saturday Night Live at the Elite 75. What a fantastic opportunity. If you're a freshman or sophomore, want to be on the national stage, get on NER, be seen by ESPN recruiting analyst Adam Finkelstein, Nerlens Noel, Noah Vonleh, Andre Drummond. That's how they got started. Back when the Elite 75 was at BU, those guys were there. This is the opportunity. I can't wait for Saturday night. But it does not end there, does it?
Well, I was going to say, most people, Saturday night ends, we wrap it up, and we go watch the Patriots. We go watch football
Not
on
this
Sunday.
week.
Not
We
this
get
week.
to be part of an amazing atmosphere. Talk about a young middle school player getting to play against their best from all across New England. Sunday afternoon at the Mplex. Get the music going. This is the King of the Court. Probably the most fun event of the year.
Right. So just keeping this in mind, you got Elite 75 this weekend.
Saturday night.
You got King of the Court.
Sunday afternoon.
The following weekend,
It all tips off. I can't wait to be here next week previewing the championship tip-off. I mean, what I love is our tournaments, and that all kicks off next week. So next week in this episode, we'll be breaking down games. I mean, how great is that?
so we have the Elite 75 Saturday night.
Yep.
We got King of the Court on Sunday. Jam-packed weekend. We got fall tournaments next weekend starting, which I know you're excited about.
I can't wait.
I can't be more excited to be part of ZG Weekly. For Steve Gibbs, I'm Kevin Tyrone.
We'll see you next week.